Hello and welcome to the Seasiders Preview Show. I'm Jed Mills and here's what's coming up on today's episode. We'll look ahead to Saturday's final home game of the season as Blackpool host Derby County. Owen Dale looks back on his goal-scoring return to action in the midweek victory at Barnsley. Head coach Neil Critchley shares his thoughts on this weekend's fixture. Plus we'll hear from Dan Grimshaw as the goalkeeper continues his recovery from a head injury. Well, I'm pleased to welcome back into the studio today former Blackpool man Andy Priest. Well, Andy, first of all, welcome back, and it's been a good week, hasn't it, for Blackpool? 4 points and good performances all round, really.
Yeah, it's nice to finish the season strongly. It's been a really good season. I think 60 points is a great total. So that's not far outside the playoffs. Probably flirted with the playoffs a few times this season, and only just at the start of the season probably there was a little bit of anxiousness about relegation. So I think it's been a really good season, and to finish strongly sets the tone for next season.
You've been sort of in that management and coaching. Are you now, obviously there's no playoffs, there's no relegation to look at. They're still finishing above Preston North End. That's obviously massive for the fans and I don't doubt for everyone else. But have you got one foot into next season of, the players, how, the building of the team, and is that would be your thinking of next season?
I definitely think it'll be looking at one or two things for next season. It's a good opportunity. Got myself in a comfortable position, but there's that Preston, there's that finishing above Preston, and it's so important to the fans that possibly if that wasn't at stake, he'd probably have maybe a few more experiments and have a look a little bit more. But I think while that's still on the table, you've got to finish above Preston. It's simple.
Yeah, which, like I say, it keeps it very interesting, isn't it, for the rest of the season. Just going back to that Luton game, though, they're very much in the mix. A lot of people surprise team. A lot of people even fancy them maybe for potentially going up with the way they're playing. But again, a really good result against a good side, and it seems to be the good sides that Blackpool have performed really well against this season. Yeah,
I think probably it suits us a little bit better playing against those teams who were probably going to come out, coming out a little bit and not sitting in, because we had good slick passing, quick on the counter, so it probably suits us a little bit more. Those sides sitting back and a bit more dogged. It is difficult to break teams down sometimes, but this has been a really good learning process this season, and obviously it stands in good stead for next.
Always tough coming up against a side that's already relegated, got players, potentially. Have you ever been in that position where you're potentially playing for a contract next season, players don't want to get injured, when you have got nothing to play for, but then at the same time personal pride and potentially playing for contracts can be difficult, those games?
Yeah, they are difficult games, but sometimes players are played with a lot more freedom. There's nothing on it, so suddenly the shackles are off. The pressure's off you a little bit more, and you maybe see players playing probably better than what they would have done if the pressure was on. So it's difficult. You think that it'll be an easier game because they've got nothing to play for, but sometimes they're relaxed and they'll try things and they'll be braver. So you never can quite tell.
And Casey and Dale, they've not really featured as much as they'd like to, but really impressive at midweek.
Yeah, well, that's the opportunity that you get at this stage, that Critch will give these lads a chance to show what they can do. And then it's up to you to grasp it and give those problems for next season. So have you in the manager's mind for next season. So they both took their opportunities really well. You can't do much more than score a goal. It'll give Critch a few things to think about over the summer.
Well, Owen Dale's first half goal set Blackpool on the way to 3 points at Barnsley with his clever finish putting the Seasiders in front. Well, here is the winger reflecting on that strike.
Yeah, I was very happy. I was happy in points. I was obviously over the moon to get a goal and help the team that way. But yeah, it was just nice to be out there. I've had to be patient, be working hard, and yeah, it was just nice to get out there and help the team.
Second goal for you this season. Talk us through the strike, because it was some finish.
I've probably got to give thanks to Shano. I told him to leave it as the ball was coming through. I thought he was offside, so I didn't know. So I told him to leave it, and normally the strikers, they don't, but no, he did, and I just took my touch across the man behind me, and then kind of last minute the centre half came diving in. I just tried to chop it out of the way of him, and it sat up nicely for me to hit, and luckily it went in. So yeah, I was very happy with it.
The gaffer said before the game it was a difficult one to prepare for. Obviously they were a relegated team, new managers. How did you go into that, knowing when you were picked, and go into that sort of thinking, a chance to sort of shine really?
Yeah, obviously like the gaffer said, you never know with a team that's just changed the manager. Normally they get a bit of a lift from it, and especially being relegated, they had nothing to lose, so we didn't really know what to expect. But for me, my preparation is always the same. I try to be relaxed and believe in myself and go out there and work as hard as possible.
Plenty of competition, particularly out wide in the squad. You've done yourself no harm in your performance on Tuesday night and staking a claim for the sort of final 2 games of the season.
Yeah, that was the aim, to go out there and try and show what I'm about. Obviously, I'm not featured as much as I'd have liked to, but that's down to how good and how well the lads have played this season. So I've had to be patient and just keep working hard. But yeah, hopefully I've staked the claim and see what happens on the weekend.